Are you looking for a captivating speaker for your next group meeting or event? Book coach Ricardo Miller. His turnaround story is inspiring, and as a leader's leader, he is committed to holistic development. Whether virtual or in person, Coach Ricardo will deliver a message for your conference, workshop, seminar, or retreat in the United States or around the world that will be unforgettable and life-enhancing. Visit www.ricardomiller.com for more information.
Welcome back to Effective Living Monday Night Conversations. This is going to be one for the record books. I have my cousin, Anastasia Smith, joining me in live from the Bahamas. And Anastasia said that it is cold in the Bahamas. So, Stacia, what's going on in the Bahamas? You're muted.
Listen, it is just crazy here. This weekend, I can't tell you if it was raining. I can't tell you if it was snowing or anything. Only thing I can tell you is that I was wrapped up in my bed.
Wow.
It was so cold.
Wow. Well, you know, it's cold here as well, but I know the Bahamas, we're not accustomed to having no major cold weather there in the Bahamas, but we're going to do our live tonight, and we're going to bless some people. I think this conversation is going to be an interesting one. I threw the question out to you after our blog that we posted on our website, ricardomiller.com. If you guys have been following us, every Monday, we drop a blog on our website, and it's a phenomenal content that helps you to develop yourself in your pursuit to maximize your potential. Well, the blog really talks about how you talk to yourself. You really should talk to yourself as a friend. Okay, talk to yourself like you're a friend, because so many people, the way they talk to themselves is just outright toxic. It's toxic. It's not good. And it's so not right. But once again, there are ways we should talk to ourselves. But in addition, there's things we shouldn't say to others either. Okay. So I told Anastasia, I said, listen, let's talk about 8 things women should never say. Yeah, you heard me correctly. 8 things women should never say. And then I'm going to talk about how at the end, how you should make sure you're talking to yourself correctly. But let's dive into this whole talk as to 8 things women should never say and say to themselves, or even say to the man in their life, or, you know, what's going on here? What is going to be these points? And so I looked at these points that Anastasia, more or less, Anastasia, these are some good ones. And you started off with, okay, we're talking about 8 things women should never say. This is strong. That first one is, I don't need you. Oh my goodness. That's the first one. I don't need you. What made that one come to mind for you? Let's talk about that here on Effective, because I think it's a mistake to say a statement so strong, but people say it all the time.
All the time. And each time that they say it, they're wrong. We are familial creatures, you know, we're very social creatures. To say that you don't need someone, it's incorrect. Let's just call it what it is. It's incorrect. You may not want to have that particular person around you in that moment, or you may feel like you could have used somebody else in your life at that time to do what it is that you want for them to do or anything. But to say, I don't need you, or I don't need people, or I don't need anyone, I just don't. No, it's
Wow.
incorrect.
Wow.
No man is an island.
Yes.
Everybody needs someone.
Wow. Everybody needs someone. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're talking about 8 things women should never say. Now, I'm of the belief I would go as far to say nobody should say these things, but we're focusing on women. Okay, so we're focusing on women. So with that said, we're looking at this, and the first one we establish, if you agree, leave a comment. If you think that there is something that we should be adding to this, please go ahead and leave a comment. There are so many people who don't know this. You know, these are you would assume that everybody knows, but everybody doesn't. Everybody doesn't. So Anastasia, we're gonna talk about I don't need you. When I'm of the belief, I've been teaching, someone is assigned to help you. Yeah, that's what I've been teaching. Someone is assigned to help you. And the truth is, sometimes we have a challenging season with a person, and then there are those challenging seasons. Some people have a tendency of dismissing someone completely,
Right.
entirely. They're like totally cut them off. I don't need you. I don't need you. How many of you have said that before and you regret it? Now, there are some people, Anastasia, there are some people who are living in some extreme hardship because they've made those statements. They've made that statement. They've said it, and then watch this. They won't humble themselves to apologize and say, you know what? I said that in anger. I said that not thinking. It's just so not the right thing to say. As you mentioned, no man is an island. As you mentioned, we're social creatures. And so, no, I may choose not to deal with you, but that don't mean I should establish the statement in a strong way, because you may be my gate to the next level. You may be my door to promotion.
Exactly.
You may be the person. Yeah.
You may be that person that I'm assigned to help. That's
right?
exactly what it could be.
Yeah.
And your attachment to me or my attachment to you may be the entryway into another level, whether it's for me or for you or for someone that's witnessing it. You know, that's one of the ways that God always gets things across, whether it's by your situation directly or you being or someone else being a witness to what you've done, you know?
Yes.
So you may not feel that need is there, but you don't know what you're hindering or what you're stopping just by not allowing that person to be around you.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I'm joined with Anastasia Smith. We're talking about 8 things women should never say. And some people will say anybody, children, men should not say these things. But we're going to start with women tonight. And so that's the first one. And if you have one that you believe needs to be said, go ahead and drop one in the comment. If you're watching us on Facebook, please go ahead and share this live. And if you're on Twitter, or if you're on YouTube, please like, share, retweet, all that good stuff. You know it. Subscribe to the channel. Now, Anastasia, the second point that we want to look at when we talk about what we shouldn't say is you cannot survive without me. What a statement. What a statement. What made you add that one to your list? Oh, my goodness. What made you add that one? Because it's such a strong statement.
It is, and it is close to the I don't need you, but from another perspective. Because for you to say to someone, you can't survive without me. It's saying that, you know what? I know my value to your life. I know what it is that I bring to the table and everything like that. And me being with you, me being around you, me being attached to you is what's keeping you going.
Wow.
And first of all, that's not what anybody wants to hear. I don't want to hear. I never want to be told that, okay, you are the holder of my existence. You are the holder of my survival. No, I don't ever want to hear that. So for you to say that to somebody, it's a very powerful statement. You can't survive without me.
Wow.
That's basically a threat.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a threat. You're threatening me.
Yeah, now,
it means that without you around and with you gone, I'm dead.
Wow.
I'm gone.
Now,
That's a threat.
it is a threat. It's a blatant error in judgment to go ahead and say such a statement because it is so far off. Who are you to say such a statement, right? Who are you? What? I like the old-fashioned statement, the gall.
The nerve of you.
Nerves. Yeah, the nerve. And I like a fighter though. I like a survivor. I like those people who you hear someone say something as ridiculous as that, and that's the statement, you cannot survive without me. You hear somebody say something like that, and you say, oh, they don't know what I've made out of. They don't know from whence I came. And so I think let's talk about this. It's important for you to have a good, proper understanding as to who you are, because for someone to say that, what a statement. But now for you to not allow that to overtake you, because some people will allow someone to say you can't survive, and then they start saying, I don't think I can survive without them. What do you mean? You weren't, you came out by yourself. Even if you were a twin, you still came out by yourself. Right? And so it is just so important that
that's pretty much the other side to all of these things.
Yeah. Go ahead. Are we freezing? Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're
No, I was saying that's pretty much the basis of all of these things,
Yeah.
It's what is being said to you, but then also how you're taking it.
Yeah. I agree. So when we look at this, it's not only the nerve for someone to say something like this, but it's also to start thinking about the fact that this is what is being said. What am I saying to myself after it's being stated? Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're joined with Anastasia Smith out of the Bahamas, and we're talking 8 things women should never say. Okay, 8 things women should never say. These are strong statements, but unfortunately, people say them all the time. Anastasia, you mentioned that not only is this something people shouldn't say, but then it's how you view what is being said. Talk to us a little bit more about that.
Well, the Bible tells us that there's power in the tongue, and there is.
Yeah.
But also, it's about what you receive for your life.
Wow.
The things that you take in, the things that you hold on to, and those things that you let roll off of your back, So when someone says to you, you can't survive without me, if you internalize that and you start to believe that, then you're holding on to that person, even if they're not the best person for you, even if your season with that person has ended, you're still holding on to them because you've already internalized what they've said to you about not being able to survive without them. And you start questioning your own ability to make a way for yourself and to be able to stand on your own feet, or to come across somebody else that may be able to take you to another level, And so you just lose sight of all of it just because you've internalized that and you've held on to that so tightly.
Yes, I totally agree. Our blog today, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't gone to our website and check it out yet, go and check it out. It's talking about how we should talk to ourselves. But you mentioned something, Stacia. This is how people view. Someone would have said something like this. Like we said, I don't need you. There are people who say things like that. Yes. Such an error in judgment, such an unhealthy statement. I don't need you. But then the other one we talked about was you can't survive without me. You can't survive without me. What a statement. But now when someone says that to you, let's talk about the premise. Why would somebody even go that far to say something like that? Wow. It's like you think you that, all of that. Now let's talk about this other one though, Stacia. No one else will want you. Oh my goodness. 8 things women should never say. No one else, no one else will want you. Oh, that's strong, Stacia. That is strong. Oh my goodness. And I know there are people watching us right now. You know that there are people who have said stuff like that. They've said it and they were wrong, but they've said it. Go ahead, talk to us.
Mm-hmm. They will tell you that when they're trying to control you.
Yeah.
I believe that all of this is a part of controlling you and trying to keep you in a mindset that will keep you humble or keep you yielding toward them. I know that me and two of our cousins, we were having a conversation the other day and we were talking about, in our family, there are some persons that have these dominant personalities and there are
Yeah.
some persons that have these yielding ones.
Yeah.
And statements like that, statements like these, they are used to keep you in that yielding position,
Wow. Yeah.
to keep you on your knees and to keep you at bay and to keep your sight short.
Wow.
They
Yeah.
don't want you to see anything further than where they're at or
Wow.
what they're able to do.
You said something that's really interesting. A lot of people haven't taken the time to pay attention. That's an over dominant energy, and some people don't even know how to tone that down when they should not be as aggressive or as strong as they show up. They just always that way. They're always that way, even when it's not helpful to them. But then once again, like you said, there are some people who, if they're not careful, what's the other term you use? Because I like that term.
I said yielding.
Yielding. That whole, oh my goodness, the yielding. At some point, I had a moment, Anastasia, I think a year or two ago, I felt like I've yielded enough.
You're right.
Oh my God, I got all this gray beard popping out on my face. Why am I still yielding, man? I'm a lion. You know what I mean? I'm a conqueror. I done survived some stuff. Why am I don't have some scars, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's no more yielding. I'm a full-grown man, or you're a full-grown woman. But some people have never broken out of that, and there are some people who take advantage of it. That's what you're saying?
Absolutely. There are some persons who, when it is that they're looking for someone to be with, that's the personality trait that they're looking for. They're looking for someone that is easily dominated, that is easily told these type of things and will accept it. Because an alpha, all they're gonna do is bump heads.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They're just gonna bump heads.
Yeah.
They don't even want, as an alpha, they don't even want a beta sometimes.
Right.
Like they want a yielder. That's what they want. They want someone that is all the way underneath and they are staying there.
Wow. They don't want to see the power. They don't want to see there's no strength.
No
don't ever show your strength. All right. So what's this? No one else will want you. What an error in judgment to believe that no one else, even though there's almost 8 billion people on the planet. What a statement. Now let's talk about this self-talk, because I want to talk about this because there are just so many people who believe that stuff. They just outright believe that stuff. I remember going through a difficult time and I was talking to my mom and she had to remind me, where you grew up, boy? You grew up on Soldier Road. You better let the Soldier Road, you come out. See, there's times you got to come back and you got to remember that there's a fighter in me. There is a survivor in me, and I have what it takes. But there are people who would have not said. It's one thing for someone to say something to you or to say about you, but you mentioned it early on. For you to say that about you, to now believe that you can't survive, you can't make it because someone says you can't make it. You got to make sure that your narrative, your viewpoint as to how and what you're about is as healthy for you as possible. Moving forward, you're not going to allow other people's opinion of you. Okay? You're not going to allow those other people. So I said in my blog, and you got to go read the blog, guys. You got to read the blog. I'm going to pull it up in a minute. We're going to read a little bit about it. But go to ricardomiller.com and read today's blog. Now, Anastasia, I talk about the statement, like people say things like, you're stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. And there's one thing for someone to say you're stupid. It's okay for some. I mean, it's one thing for someone to say you're stupid. It's one thing for a person to say, you know what I mean, you ain't going nowhere, you ain't gonna be nothing. You know what I'm saying? That person's coming at you, which is so wrong on so many levels. And people do it all the time. But then, oh, Anastasia, let's talk about this for a minute. The self-talk that we actually hold on to, that actually was birthed or planted by someone else. In other words, this wasn't an initial thought that you birthed. Someone said it about you. You now, you just letting that thing germinate. You letting that seed plant and establish roots, where now you're starting to believe what actually is said, and you're reinforcing. How damaging is that?
Extremely. It's extremely damaging. And while you were talking, the one thing that stuck out to me that we culturally know to be a very common statement is to be told, oh, you just like you know good pa.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
yeah,
Now you know
yeah,
if it hasn't been said to you, it's been said to your siblings, it's
yeah,
been
yeah,
said to your cousins. You've heard this statement said to somebody.
yeah,
And when you are 2 years old
yeah,
and you're being told that your mannerisms are like somebody
yeah,
else's,
yeah, yeah,
he have a temper problem. And you know, I work in the preschool system, I work in education.
yeah,
So I literally have to stop parents sometimes and tell them, listen, how you can tell him he throws tantrums because he has anger problems, man. He's get mad just like me. That's not something for you to say to a 2 year old
yeah,
who is just forming their personality.
yeah,
They're just becoming a person and learning how to act and how to respond to things.
yeah,
And you're telling them, or you're justifying
yes,
a behavior in them that you yourself know is negative. You know that you've been in all kinds of trouble because of this temper.
yeah,
You done fight everybody who was there to fight, only like 3 people left. And how much problems it's been for you.
yeah,
But yet you're speaking into a 2 year old, a 3 year old, a 7 year old and saying that, oh, that ain't going nowhere. He get that from me.
yeah, yeah,
When in actuality, you should be the one that's speaking as the authority figure in their life and saying, listen, that chain ends now.
yeah,
You know, it's going to be broken. You are going to be I am going to be the last one to do it because you're going to be doing something different.
yeah,
No, that's not what we're doing. We're telling these kids from 3 and 4 and 5 that, you know, this is the behavior that you're going to establish and this is what you're going to do. And they start to believe it.
yeah,
Like, well, okay, this is what mommy says. Mommy's right.
yeah. You
Mommy know
so
what she's saying.
so that whole reinforced statement that is being said around us oftentimes is what we feed to ourselves because we've heard it before. You're no good like your pa, or you know what I'm saying? He just like me, or you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, and so watch this. I am of the belief human behavior is learned. It comes a lot through observation. A lot of
Mhm.
people think, I never told my son to do that. Well, it may not be what you have told him, but what is he watching? What is she watching? What is it that they say children have never been good at listening to their adults, but they've never failed in imitating them. They've never failed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a goddaughter. She is 2. And since she's been born, you know, she's a COVID baby.
Yeah,
So since she's been born, her circle is very, very small. Whenever it is, when her mom had to go back to work, she stayed with her Grammy, and that was basically it. When she started to walk just like her Grammy, not even like her mom. She learned to walk. She literally has, because she's a heavy set lady. And so she literally has that rock and that lean, and she walks exactly like her Grammy
wow.
because that's what she always saw.
Yeah, yeah,
And so she's not even conscious of it to say that it's a mimicking
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
No. But because that's what she always saw and that's what she knew was walking, that's what she did.
So this whole thing then, for those of you guys that are watching, one, you want to make sure that you're doing what you say, because just saying it ain't enough. You're gonna have to do. Okay, but then you also have to remember that we live in a toxic society where there is just so much wrong, and there is all kinds of observation to be gleaned from when it comes to young people. But statements like "I'm stupid," that's self-talk. Okay, that I'm so dumb, and I I can't win for losing, and when it rain it pours, and I was born on the wrong. People say things like I was born on the wrong side of the track. Oh my goodness, I was born on the wrong. That's self-talk. So on my blog today, I talk about how you should talk to yourself. You really need to go and check it out at ricardomiller.com. But Anastasia and I, we're talking tonight. We're talking about 8 things women should never say. 8 things women should never say. And if you're watching, you need to write these down, because the first one we said is, I don't need you. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't need you. Another one is, you can't survive without me. Right? And I want to talk about this, Anastasia, the anger that comes from people who this has been said to. The anger when someone says, watch this, I don't need you. It actually, if you don't be careful, the anger that can come from that can now be such a self-independent vibe that almost. Do you think? Let me, you're a woman. Let me ask you. You think some of the brothers are not providing or not showing up as strong as because some women already said this enough? I don't need you. So they don't even come in with the thought that I need to come in like she gonna need me. Hello.
Absolutely. We as women, and I can tell you that I've been guilty of this a time or two.
Yeah.
Not exactly saying to someone, I don't need you, but definitely showing it.
Wow.
In my actions.
Yeah.
I have found myself, if I ask you to do something, or one like me, I'm not really asking you to do anything.
Right.
I'm not going to really ask you to do anything.
Right.
My mindset was that, okay, you know that I'm living in an apartment, you know I'm driving a car, so automatically the apartment has bills. Yeah. Automatically the car is going to need gas, and things like this need to happen. So automatically you should be assisting with these things.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, in my action of showing that I don't need you, is because I'm not going to wait for you to offer these things to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that everything is taken care of. There is no lack, there is no want, there is no need. And if it is that you decide to step up and do something, that's on you. But I'm not saying that a woman should act as if they can't. We're going to let the light turn off just to see if he's going to turn it on, or, things like that. That's petty. That's you don't really want to do that. But what a grown woman is going to do, what a mature adult is going to do, is have that conversation. Because maybe right now you see the need, but you're not able to meet that need. That's a conversation that needs to be had.
Yep.
Or you see the need, but you don't know, the magnitude of that need. Because if one person's light bill may be $300 a month and somebody else's is only $150, I don't know the magnitude of your need. That's a conversation that needs to happen. You can't just automatically assume that, everyone knows what to do and how to do it. And by me always just, taking it on head first and just running with everything all the time, it gave off the energy that, you know what, I don't need you. I had this before you. I'm going to have it after you, and everything is going to be taken care of. It's a little bit demasculating.
That's a strong attitude that's out there today. There's a strong attitude out there today. Hey, let me tell you something, brother. I don't need you. There was years ago, I heard a girl. I was in youth parliament. I was about 23. And a lady, she said, there's only 2 reasons I need a man, right? And I'm of the belief that those two reasons aren't even necessary as fully as two reasons anymore. Okay, I was 20. I was 21. Now, where's the deal? When that is the kind of that's the kind of energy that's going off, the communication that's going on. We got Houston. We got a problem. We starting off wrong with what we're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. We
Now
are.
it's culturally too, though. It's culturally. When I say it's culturally, it's strong. Like we have these vibes that just go, well, you know what? I say what I mean, and it is what it is. And the truth is, I don't need anyone. It's a whole thing. If, if I don't need you, it's not the point. It's
Right.
you know what I'm saying. It's not if you need me or if I need you. It's understanding the power of two. It's understanding of the power of becoming one. It's understanding, you know what I'm saying, so much more. But I think, you know, relationships have just and people have just gone to such a surface level of
Mm-hmm.
dealing with each other that the higher, richer appreciation is not being expressed.
Mm-hmm. In that time of my life, I did not, truly understand the energy that I was giving. I'm a little bit more understanding of it now. I don't want to make it seem as if I've got it down pat. I
Yeah,
really don't.
yeah,
But I do know that even if it is that the I don't need you may be in the financial area, it's definitely not in the companionship area. It's
yeah,
definitely not in that emotional support area. Those that I don't need you, it's usually just one sided. It
yeah,
only has one face. But the need of someone else has many faces and many reasons. And so when you give off that energy to say, I don't need you, or if you're bold enough to say those words,
yeah,
you got to be careful of what face or what aspect you're really saying that from and
mhm,
how it's being taken.
yeah,
Because you may be meaning it in a financial way. The person that you're speaking to may take it full circle. Okay, you don't need me financially, you don't need me physically, you don't need me emotionally, none of it. You don't need me for nothing. So, okay, let me find someone that needs me.
And you know, I think that there is a point where, for I know from a guy's standpoint, you feel good when your woman can lean on you and come across like there is a need for you.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I don't know any brothers, I don't know any guy who feels good about their woman saying with confidence, "I don't need you," even though we know most women carry themselves so well that they really, in today's society today, most women really don't need you. Right?
Right, right.
But to say that and to show up with that energy, is it just does not speak to a way of, I want a healthy relationship. Because if you want a healthy relationship, you're gonna have to understand there's certain needs, and from a man's standpoint, no man, I don't think, wants to be with a woman who carries herself like she doesn't need him. You know, let's talk about one of these other points you have here. You said you will never find anyone better. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking, and we're talking strong. This is the real deal. 8 things women should never say. 8 things women should never say. This one, oh my goodness, you will never find anyone better. Wow.
Yep.
You know,
Guilty.
I mean, come on, but people say it, you know. I
Yes.
don't know if people are saying things like that without thinking, though. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, you think that's just pure anger, disgust, disdain? Just, you know what? You know what? Let me tell you something. You're going to never find nobody better than me. Right? What? 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 Go ahead.
Listen, I think that it comes from a place of arrogance.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it definitely comes from a place of arrogance because let's say that that person does break up with you and they do move on.
Yeah.
As soon as you get in conversation with your friends and your friends are telling you, oh, he has a new girlfriend and she's this and she's that, oh, she can never be better than me.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
it is not entirely about being better than anybody else. It's being better for somebody else.
Oh my God, you got to say that again. Come on.
That it is what it is. It's
Yeah.
not about being better than anybody. It's
Yeah.
being better for somebody.
Yes.
Because you can have someone that is an entrepreneur and making money, and they are very giving. They're going to lavish you with gifts and things like that. But your love language may be quality time and acts of service, like
Yes.
mine are.
Yeah.
So you buying me gifts and things like that, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like it.
Right.
But that's not what my love language is. My love language is quality time and acts of service. So when I wake up in the morning and I meet a cup of coffee already made, I fall in love with you all over again.
Right.
If anybody know me, they know about how I am with my coffee.
Come on.
If you are, and as an entrepreneur, a lot of times you are working before your staff, you are working after your staff. There's no real time off, you have to schedule your own time off. And so that quality time being one of my love languages, if you're working all the time, what is going to be important to me and what's going to make me feel good is if unexpectedly you're like, hey, you know what? I took the day, all of the meetings are on the side, all of the friends are on the side, everything like that. And it's just me and you. Oh my goodness, I'm bubbling. I'm on cloud 20. It just makes you feel a type of way. And so it's not the better than you. Because the next person that I may get may be a regular 9 to 5 kind of guy. And, they may not be able to do all of the Michael Kors or the Gucci or whatever else. But guess what? Casio is telling you what time it is too. Timex tells you what time it is too. So just all of it's a matter of perspective. What is it that the person really wants? You can't tell me that I won't find anyone better.
Apple Watch level 1, 2, 3, or 4 is
exactly.
sufficient. It's a watch.
Exactly. It's a watch.
Yeah. No, I like that, Anastasia. You will never find anyone better. No, it's not. I like that, man. It's not so much better than, it's better for. Oh man. Oh my goodness. That is so strong. And there are a lot of people out there that are making the huge mistake of saying things like, he will never find anyone better. She will never find anyone better. What do you mean? And the true reality of it is the goal is to find someone for, or to find someone right. And so a lot of times we judge different. And different is exactly what it is. It's different. Yeah. And as you mentioned, if someone meets your love language and meets their love language in a perfect harmony, hand and glove scenario, right? That's heaven on earth for you. But somebody said, well, you know what? He don't have these 5 things. Well, those 5 things, they have nothing to do with how and what you believe is your most significant points or desire when it comes to relationship. I was listening to one of my friends, and this is a guy. He's wrong then. He's still wrong because he still believes what he said. But he said to me, he says, oh man, listen, this is what I did for my girl. This is what I did for my wife. And he said, I do this pretty often for my wife. Right? I do this pretty often for my wife. And I said, oh my goodness, I know she must be loved. She must be loved. He said, man, I don't care if she love it. I'm doing this for her. She ain't gonna find nobody else who does it as good as I do it for. I was like, okay. I said, brother, you missing the boat. And I told him, I said, hey man, I said, have you ever read the 5 love language? And he said, And this at this point, Anastasia, I had learned, life had already taught me, don't give what you think, give what you know that needs to be given, not what you think you want to give. Somebody said, don't
Right.
love me the way you want to love me. You love me the way I need to be
Yeah, I
loved.
want to.
Ooh. Love me the way I need to be loved, not the way you want to love me. And so I said to him, I said, what do you think about, bro? He said, bro, this is what I do, bro. These are good. This is a good man virtue. These are good behaviors for a good man. I told Mr. Bo. And so a lot of times we have people who are like that. They judging. You won't find someone who would have done these 5 things. And maybe someone may not do the 5 things. And the reason why they're not going to do the 5 things is because the 5 things ain't your priority. That's not your greatest desire in a relationship.
No. Right. That's it. That's it right there.
Hey, the last thing I want to say about this is a lot of times we judge different as better, and different is not always better. It's one of those things as well. And if different is what is needed, then different can be exactly what it needs to be. And a lot of times people are like, you know what? You know what I used to do for him? You know what I used to do for him? You know what I used to do for him? Right?
You could see you strike a nerve right there, right?
Yeah. Right?
Oof.
Isn't that's comment, right? That's comment. It's out there. Let's dive into another one of your points, because tonight we're trying to help some people. Here's the deal, guys. These are comments you want to look at. Watch what you say. Life and death truly is in the power of your tongue. And what you say, some people actually, Anastasia, then some people actually aren't saying it to anybody, but they're saying it to themselves. And if you say it to yourself, it's equally so, because you're going to reinforce that with your behavior. Your behavior is going to leak out what you've been saying to yourself, what you've been believing, and what you've been internally, verbally saying to yourself, over time, that's going to come out. But let's go to this next one. Watch this. If I don't have you, no one else will. Now that right there requires a call to the police. Call 911. Okay.
Oh.
I think that's a dangerous statement right there. But people are saying it. People are saying it. And it's unhealthy. And that is, if I don't, watch this. I mean, a woman saying this. If I don't have you, no one else will. Oh my goodness. That lady, oh my goodness. Okay. I'm talking about she park across the street. I'm talking about she looking, you know what I'm saying? Listen. Well, women. I'm talking to the women tonight. Okay, you can't say statements like this. This is so unhealthy, so not cool.
No, and I think
people are still saying that though.
Oh, definitely, and because we are so used to hearing it from the guys, if I can't have you, no one else is gonna have you, and it's you. It would be more common. I don't want to say usually. But it would be more common to be a male energy.
Yeah.
People don't realize that women say it too.
Wow. Yeah.
Listen, if you try to break up with me, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make your life hell. I'm going to make sure that anybody you get with, they're going to know me. All of that falls under the same thing. If I don't have you, no one else will have you. And that is really a threat. It is really something to be taken seriously. We had a situation recently with a young lady here just a few days ago. She was killed by her fiance, and they left behind a 1-month-old baby.
Wow.
Now, they have already had domestic situations before. Yep. And, she was taking him back, kept on taking him back. Then they had the baby, and then they got engaged, and all of this. And the only thing that I can hear to myself as you read about the situation and hear about the situation is him saying something like this. I don't have you, no one else is going to have you.
Yeah.
Because apparently at this point, she had really broken up with him. She had really tried to separate herself.
Yeah.
But like I said, that energy comes from both sides.
Wow.
women do it too.
Wow.
We will go to the courts and make up stories. We will go to the police and make up stories and
And you know the process.
terrorize.
And you know the police believe a woman's story 100 times faster than they believe a man's story.
Of
You know,
course.
they just believe. You know,
Absolutely.
I have a friend who said, you know, that in 911 they say a lot of times guys have to log themselves in the bathroom and says, you know, call 911 and say she's already saying when they come, I'm gonna tell them you hit me. You know,
Yeah.
so if what's it? So the guy decided he don't want the relationship no more. If what's the statement? If I what's this? If I don't have you, no one else will. Oh my goodness. Oh, such an unhealthy statement. Now to even feed that as a thought
Mm.
is toxic. Just feeding that as a thought is a toxic belief. And like you mentioned, that guy and the situation back home in the Bahamas. I read a little bit about it, and it was so unfortunate. But we get these red flags, and some people we don't respond appropriately to these red flags, and these signs that indicate this is not good. This is not good. This is the word. What is being said here is not good. There's nothing about this is good.
Right. I can say for myself, I know that I was in a relationship not too long ago where one of the first set of conversations that this guy had with me was talking about his previous relationship.
Yeah.
And so he shows me these pictures in his phone about, oh, I used to do this for her and I did that for her and all the rest of that stuff. And she was ungrateful and she didn't appreciate and la 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 la, making himself out to be, oh, I was this wonderful guy to her and she just didn't love me right
Right,
and
right,
everything,
right,
right? So,
right.
of course, you're just getting to know somebody. You're listening.
Uh-huh,
And then when I broke up with him
uh-huh,
for totally unrelated stuff,
uh-huh.
I became her.
Right. Yeah.
So then, of course,
Yeah.
oh, I used to do this for her. I used to do that for her.
Uh,
I used to buy her groceries.
uh,
Dude, you
uh,
came over with one bag of stuff. You ate most of it. Like we ate this together. Come
right.
on.
Come
You
on. Right.
know, come
Where
on.
you going with this?
How is this serving you?
Yes.
But it was a toxic behavior. It was a toxic trait. And he showed it to me early on because he was trying to ruin her to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he, in turn, carried on and did the same all over again and trying to ruin me
Yeah.
to everyone else that came behind.
Let
And
me.
I didn't see it.
Yeah. I'm floating off track here, but I had a failed relationship lately, right? And a lot of times,
Mhm.
and not from a guy's perspective. When a relationship failed, when it came to an end, I had to start asking myself, okay, I know what she did wrong, but the question was, what could I have done better?
Right.
Okay? I know what she did wrong, but I know, well, what could I have done better? Because it's so easy, as you just mentioned. He was quick to go back and try to attach, and I used to hear, I can't remember who it was that says, if everywhere you go the same thing is happening, you may just want to check yourself. If everywhere you smell something, you might want, because the dude is, in his case, he's, the last relationship was like this, and the last relationship was like this, and and now he's with you trying to show you, hey, listen, I'm the real deal. I'm the real deal. I'm the real deal. I'm a keeper. I'm this. I'm that. And hold on, bro. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Hey. Don't
Ease
do it.
up. Yeah, ease up. Hold
But,
on.
I'm planning on doing a little bit more guy conversations this year because I don't think a lot of guys do ask the question, what could I have done better? I mean, in all of the various failing ways that men fail, because men fail in a lot of ways, right? Men fail in so many ways, man. Men fail in so many ways. And you know what? You know what I found to be so crazy about men action is that men often find one thing that they feel is intolerable, and they want to go to bed on that one, right? That one
Yeah,
thing that, just that one thing. She don't know how to talk to me, you know?
yeah.
And yeah, okay, she don't know how to talk to you, but my God, you ain't providing nothing, no. And a woman need a provider, but you ain't providing nothing. And then you can't even protect the fellas them talking to her any kind of way once you walk to the store. You ain't a protector, you ain't a provider, and then you even ain't a priest. You don't even go to church. And now she angry and I ain't telling you women should be talking to a man any kind of way, but I'm just saying,
No.
don't
Yeah.
just say she talking to me any kind of way. The question is, okay, why is she has such poor view of you to talk to you any kind of way? How about that? How about that, guys? Let me tell you something. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna talk to the guys. I'm gonna start doing more guys talk. I'm talking to the ladies. You have this other one on. Yeah, I don't know how to touch this one because this is the touch. This is the untouchable one for women from guys. Guys can't say this one, and that is so, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching us tonight, I'm talking with Anastasia Smith. We're talking about 8 things women should never say. 8 things women should never say. And we said, number 1, I don't need you. Number 2, I can't survive. Oh, watch this. Number 2, you can't survive without me. Number 3, no one else will want you. That's number 3. Number 4, you will never find anybody better than me. And then number 5, if I don't have you, no one else will. And this one right here on the stage, I don't even know if I should be the one to read this one. But you take the lead on these last ones, man. You do the last ones.
Okay, ladies. Now let me prep you a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me make sure that your ears are open, but your spirit is humble. Okay, stay calm with this one.
Yeah.
You're fat.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it's not just those direct words that should not be said, but it's all of the other yours that goes along with that. Those negative yours. You're fat. You're stupid. You are this. You are that. All of those negative attachments that just spill out of our lips so easily. We have to learn how to control ourselves. We have to learn how to be accountable to what it is we're saying and what it is we're doing and the possible effect that it's going to have on somebody else. Listen to me. I was stickly. Now, Ricardo, I was stickly growing up.
Uh-huh.
And even after I had my kids, I was still really small. And it's not until late 20s hit, my metabolism slowed down at one point. And so I put on a little bit. I was fine with it. I never wanted to be stickly, because when I was that small, it was always, oh, you're so tiny. Oh, you're so skinny. La, 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 la. It's always something. Yeah. But then when I got into late 20s and my metabolism slowed down a little bit, it was just a sudden weight gain.
Yeah.
And so everywhere I'm hearing, oh, what's going on with you? You're getting so fat. Oh, you're putting on weight. And Ricardo, like I know, Bahamian people do not know how to greet someone.
Yeah.
Every other culture, they're able to say, hi, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Or they're, hey, what's going on with you? How are the kids?
Right.
Bahamian people, the first set of words out of you get rich and switchy.
Right.
What happened to you? You're getting so fat.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you don't hang around common people no more.
Right.
It's always something. And so when that started, I was fine with it, because I knew that I didn't want to be stickly anyways. I always wanted a little bit of body, so I wasn't worried about it.
Right.
But when I was 30 something and just a little bit before COVID, I had another slowdown. And so there was another seemingly really quick gain. And so, it really poured on after that. Oh, what's going on with you? You trying to be this? You want to be bigger? And I'm looking at myself like, listen, I can still fit in almost all of my clothes. I'm not huffing and puffing too much when I'm walking up and down stairs. Why is this such a problem to you?
Yeah.
Why do you feel such a need to comment on this? But that's because I wanted to put on a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
For somebody who's actually having a weight issue,
Yeah.
that is something painful. That is something harmful. There's nothing like when it is that you know you are working so hard to lose weight, and then that one person walks up to you, oh, you're getting so fat.
Wow.
Poof, your entire ego is blown to bits.
Wow.
You know that you're studying so hard and you're trying so hard to make sure that you're passing this class, or you know that you're achieving this goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone comes to you and says to you, I don't know what you're working so hard for. You know, you ain't gonna pass that class anyway.
Wow.
Poof.
Yeah.
Ego blown.
Mm. Wow.
We have to be very careful of what it is that we're saying to people, and remember and realize that on the other side of those words, there's a human being.
Yes. Wow. On the other side of those words, there is a human being. Let's give us the other one. Let's talk about the other one.
The other one is you're not smart, or you're not good enough.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that, you know, it comes close to the you're of what someone is saying to you,
Yep.
or what someone is trying to crush you with. But this one is really internal,
Yep.
because it's the acceptance of
Yep.
what that person is saying to you.
Yep. Yep.
It's the acceptance of the you're not smart.
Yep.
And when you're turning it around and saying it to yourself, or
Wow.
you've accepted that as a part of who you are.
Yep.
When someone else has said to you at some point, you know what, you're not good enough to do this, you're not good enough to do. I remember at one point, my daughter was talking to me about pageants and things like that. And she asked me, you know, if I thought that it was something that she can do. She even talked to me about modeling and stuff like that before.
Right.
And my best response that I could always think of to tell her was, you could do whatever it is you put your mind to.
Yep. Yep.
I tell them that when it is they know they want to go out,
Yeah.
when boy knows he wants a new game console or something, when girl knows she wants a new outfit or something like that, they know how to achieve that.
Yep.
Because whether they got to save up some money for it, whether they got to do some chores for it, whether they got to go to Grammy and Grandpa about it,
Yep.
whatever needs to be done for them to get it, they're so focused on what that goal is and what that thing is that they want, they're going to figure out how they're going to get it, and they're going to get it.
Wow.
And so I tell them, whatever it is, if you truly want it, you're going to go ahead and go after it.
Wow.
But then when it is that you are hearing these things, and then you're not just hearing them, but you started to internalize them. You're not smart. You're not pretty. You're not ever going to do this. You're not ever going to do that. You know, saying it to yourself or believing it from somebody else, that could be really crushing.
Yeah.
Really crushing.
Yeah. You know, I can remember hearing that stuff. You're not smart. You know, I tell people I'm the smartest kid in the room. Okay. I'm pretty shocked now. I'm a thinker, man. My mind has been developed in such an incredible way that I know how to express myself. But there are so many deficiencies in me that I had to first accept that whatever someone's view of me does not negate my potential not being something valuable to humanity. That you know, and then watch this. This is one of those ones that I had. This was good self-talk, and that was, no one has it all together. No one has it all together. Now, I don't care how well it looks. No one has it all together. When I got that one, listen, I can go into the church. Listen, I can go to Bishop T.D. Jakes' church. I love Bishop. Bishop T.D. Jakes don't have it all together. Joel Osteen don't have it all together. Barack Obama don't have it all together. Come on, nobody has it all together. When I got that, oh my goodness, I came into a different level of maturity. And I remember I went into a meeting one time and someone said, that's not a word. And it turned around and I say, don't you know that every year new words are formed? Why can't I be the creator of a new word if that's not a word? Hello.
That's right.
See, hello. See, listen, every selfie wasn't always a word.
No.
Okay. Twitter wasn't always a word. Okay. Facebook wasn't always a word. Every year, at the end of the year, they introduce new words into the dictionary, right? And the person tried to get me, Anastasia. Now, here's the deal. I am now at the stage in my life when someone said, that's not a word. Well, the truth be told, I could become a creator of a word. Hello. And that, it changed for me. But knowing that no one has it all together, that was relieving. Two, that I have a strength that actually makes me valuable that others don't have. And if I were to learn my strength, my light will shine brighter for the kingdom. If I would learn what I bring to the world or to humanity, oh my goodness, that I will find that God will open the windows of heaven and pour me out a blessing with what I found to be my distinguished difference. Now, that don't mean I still don't have a deficiency or a weakness or a lack of. Everybody has a lack of. And so I don't say things like I feel bad. Oh no. Hey, Anastasia, I don't say, and this whole term, you make me feel bad. You can't make me feel bad. You can make me think. You can also help me to be disappointed in how you came at me. And so you can make me think. You can surprise me. You can disappoint me, but you can't make me feel bad.
Right, right. There's an accountability to action that we definitely need to have, someone being able to take control of how you feel, how you respond. That's not doable. It's not doable. They said life is 1% of what happened and 99% of how you respond to it.
Yep.
So even with the word scenario that you gave,
yep.
If you were lesser of a person,
yep.
If you were a lesser man,
yep.
then you were going to back up.
Yep.
And you're going to be like, oh no, well, what's the correct term? Or I didn't mean to say that. Or, you're going to start backpedaling, and then your confidence is going to start to dwindle in the room.
Yep. Yep.
But because you had already gotten to the point where you were able to stand on your words,
yep.
and you know what it is, what you wanted to say, and you said what you wanted to say, and you meant what you said.
I know what I wanted to say. Hey, come on, and I can't.
Nobody was going to take that away from you. You didn't allow anyone to take that from you. And the other person in the room wanted to deflate you a little bit.
Yeah.
But what they did was the method wasn't proper.
Right.
The method wasn't proper because you were already prepared for that method.
Yeah.
So if they had tried something from some other direction, then, maybe they might have got a little nick off of you or something like that. But you're not going to come at me like that because I've already seen it, I've already heard it, and I'm prepared for it.
I got to plug in these two more, Anastasia. One day, I had a meeting one time years ago. A fella said, man, he talk funny. He don't pronounce his words right. He talk funny. And that got me for a moment because I almost wanted to pull back as a communicator and felt like, oh, that's that accent. And they said, oh, that's the accent. The people from the islands, they talk funny. And he wasn't saying it in an impressive way. They were saying it in a derogatory way, like, in a negative way. And so I remember going up to the platform, and I can remember having this reassurance in my spirit. And I said, hey, I'm from the Bahamas. I'm Ricardo Miller. And for those of you who have traveled, watch this, Anastasia. And for those of you who have traveled, know that everybody sounds funny somewhere.
Somewhere.
Hello.
Right.
Hello.
Right.
Everybody sounds funny. When I said that, and they were smart enough to realize that I had brought a silent response back, but it was necessary for me to realize that if you go to China, you're going to sound funny. If Chinese people come to the Bahamas, they sound funny. When you come from Mexico to Texas, you sound funny. When you come from Texas to Florida, you sound funny. No matter where you can come from New York and come to Texas, you're going to sound funny. When Texas go to California, they sound funny. Listen, don't mess with me with my accent. I don't love my accent. Can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
That's the only thing that matters.
That's the only thing that matters. Then the last one, Anastasia, this is the last one and I'm done. I remember, we're off subject big time, but it's our show, right? We're enjoying this. So here's the deal. I can remember, and Zenobia's watching my beloved sister. I can remember someone say, "You breathe funny. You breathe funny," and my breathing, my tonsil and adenoids are off a little bit, right? And so the doctor said when I was young that I had asthma, but I've never had asthma in my life. But if you see me, my breathing is a little off. But I remember one time, Anastasia, I was in a meeting and the guy next to me said, "My God, you breathing hard. It's just so hard." And Stacia, I was so conscious of that, I started holding my breath in the meeting. So, Celia, I was like,
ready to pass out.
what's it? Then right? And until we were going to lunch with another friend of mine, and he said, hold on, I need to grab his inhaler. And I said, "What's that?" He said, "Well, I need my inhaler." Long story short, I had the behavior of someone who has asthma but never had asthma. He has an inhaler. Another person is dragging around with their tank. Another person is having to sleep with a just so many different dynamics in the world. And I allow someone to have their position given to make me question what is a favorable position, which is I'm blessed. And I am healthy and I'm whole and God is allowing me to still operate. And so I had to tell myself, oh yeah. As a matter of fact, I got to the point when I travel, I'll tell the person next to me, "Excuse me, I snore, so you may want to put in your headset because brother could go up a crank up a notch." But see,
yeah.
We're talking about people saying things. And if you don't say the right thing for you, you could start losing the influence that you're supposed to have because something is being said that really doesn't matter, that you're allowing to matter more than it's supposed to matter. Now it's actually taking from you because you're thinking about something that really shouldn't be thought about as to a level that you've been thinking about it.
Yeah. There are some things you can just hear it. You take it for a second, juggle it around. Like you have the new item, you go into the store, you pick it up. Okay. All right. But while you're looking at that item or while you're listening to that statement, you're trying to figure out, does this apply to me? Is this something I need? Is this something that I want? And if it's not something that you need, it's not something that you want, then you put it back down.
Yeah.
Stop carrying everything around with you. Not everything needs to be bought into.
Exactly. That's so good.
You just pick it up, you look at it, you evaluate it, and you figure out if this is something that's for you. One of the things that my apostle likes to say is, what's for you, you take it. What's not for you, leave it in the room. That's when he is speaking, when he's giving a sermon.
Yep.
Not all of it is going to be for you. Not all of it is going to be about you.
Yes. Oh, that's so good. I'm telling you, I'm going to talk more for guys because a lot of guys, their struggle is they're not prepared to talk about this stuff. And they feel weaker and weaker and weaker and less and less and less because a woman highlights something like that and say something like, you're not smart or you're not good enough. And they hold on to that. And before you know it, it takes away some of your power. It takes away some of your strength. And the more you have those negative, you're snoring, but you don't have, I have a sleep specialist working on my snoring. I'm working on my breathing, my tonsil, my adenoids. You can work on you, but then still you got to respect the fact that's you. Yeah. That's you. And let me tell you something. Someone will switch with you in a minute. Someone is praying to have the situation you are living with as a miracle. Someone will take it as an act of God divinely invading their life to have what you have. And some people feel, had I let the person made me feel, I left school without an attendance. I left school with an attendance certificate, no diploma. Okay, I never went to college, but I could have allowed what people said and how people dealt with me to make me feel less than and put me in a corner and think you could never be anybody, Ricardo, because you left school with an attendance certificate. You could never be anybody, Ricardo. Your accent is funny and you don't pronounce words like everybody else. Well, let's go to the next one, Anastasia. Our time's up.
Well, the last one for this evening, I think, is one that blows people out of the water,
Wow.
right?
Yep.
You've never done anything for me.
Wow.
How do you say that to someone and expect them to still stand afterward?
Yeah. Yeah. You
Come
have
on.
you have never done anything. People say that. How in the world? How I don't think anybody should ever say that. I mean, because you know, you've never done anything for me. And oftentimes this is someone you've been in a relationship with. What a strong statement. Come on. And you know what
Hmm.
that is? You suffer from amnesia because how in the world could you have been in a relationship with somebody and now you're establishing you've never done anything for me? Well, why would
Right.
you commit to having a relationship with me? Why were we in a relationship if I ain't never done anything for you? You shouldn't even say that. That's oh
But the thing is that a lot of times the person that heard those words are not going to take the stance that you've taken.
yeah.
They're not going to give the response that you've given to say, okay, well, then you must be crazy because you've already spent all this time with me,
Yes, right.
and that's relationship or friendship. If you, I know that the people that I have in my life and the people that are in my circle, all of them are with a purpose.
Right.
They're for a reason. And
Come
so
on.
there are different people that I can go to for different things and, stuff like that. So there's no one in my life that serves no purpose.
Come on. Right.
So if you're gonna say that to somebody,
Yeah.
of course you're trying to dig below the belt.
Come on. Yeah.
You really trying to hit them where it hurts
Yeah.
because you're gonna have them thinking about themselves like, hold on, but I did this and I did that and it still wasn't enough. And maybe I could have done this.
Yeah.
Or maybe I could have done that. And maybe I should have done more. Or maybe I should. You are messing with their
Yeah.
whole mindset.
Yeah. Anastasia, I think it's safe to say that all of these are below the belt. I don't need you is a below the belt because some people are needy. Some people want to be needed, and then for you to say I don't need you, and if you know that person live on need or to provide service, and they're like you don't need them. Oh my goodness, that's gonna hurt him when I tell him I don't need him. What about this one? You can't survive without me, right? That's a low blow, man. What you mean? You can't survive without me. And then there are some people that has been said, you said it earlier, it's been said so much that they start to believe it. They start to believe it and they start to tolerate toxic behaviors because they kept hearing those words. No one else will want you. Ooh. I'm reiterating all of our points tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Please share this live. Share this with somebody. Tag somebody and say, check this out. Anastasia and Ricardo, they're talking on Effective Living Monday Night Conversations. We going in. We want to help somebody. Watch it. You will never find anyone better than me if you don't have, watch it. If I don't have you, nobody else will. And then this one, you're fat. Oh my goodness. That's just a short statement by itself. Watch this. You're not smart. You're not good enough. And then you have never done anything for me, Anastasia. That one was the sealer. That one was the killer. I mean, people say this stuff. Episode 5, Effective Living Monday Nights Conversation. Every Monday night at 7 p.m., we're going to be diving into some unique conversations where we're pushing the envelope and helping you to realize there's a right way and a wrong way to live. Now, moving forward, you better look at how you've been talking to yourself. Look at how you've been talking to others. Look at all forms of communication and pay attention to what's being said because there is power in words. Okay? There is power in words. And so you got to pay attention. Watch what people are saying to you. Watch what you're saying to yourself. Watch what is being said around you. All right? Now, Monday nights at 7 p.m., that's Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Bahamas time. Every fifth Monday, I'm joined with Anastasia Smith here on Effective Living Monday Night Conversation. Stacia, this was good. I enjoyed it to the fullest. And for those of you guys that are watching, please join us Monday nights live right here. We're encouraging you to do your best. Anastasia, what's your closing thoughts to those who may be struggling with these types of thoughts or expression? What are you going to say to them in closing?
My last closing to them would be to know yourself. Once you've already sat with yourself and you've gotten to know yourself and you've gotten to know what it is that you want for your life and where you want to go and how you're going to get there, you won't allow outside forces and outside people to deter you. You won't allow them to discourage you and you won't allow them to stand in your way. So get to know yourself, stand firm on what you believe in and how you're going to get to where you want to go.
Wow, you heard it just there. And that's going to take some work. That's going to take some work. Listen, guys, a lot of you guys need to plan now to attend our Reinvent Yourself webinar. There are people who just need it. You got to get your mind right. The way you view yourself needs to change. A new season demands a new you. Go to our website and register for this webinar. It's fast approaching. And here's the deal. You don't want to keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So go ahead and register for that webinar. In addition, for those of you, this is a new year. I'm creating a new me by taking care of my body. Okay? I've been declaring no sick days. I've been declaring divine health. And so if you're watching and you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, join me on the Effective Living community on Saturday. Oh my goodness, we're going to do a 5K, y'all. 5K walk, run. You want to walk, you can walk. You want to run, you can run. But you can exercise with me on Saturday. Go to my website, register now. I'm telling you guys, I'm in this station. I'm going into 50, okay? I'm 47 this year. I'm going into 50, and I'm telling you, I'm going to take care of me going into 50. So if you're in Dallas-Fort Worth area, I want you to join me on Saturday. We are going to be in Dallas. Okay, we're going to be in Dallas, and it's a beautiful park. We're going to walk, we're going to run, we're going to exercise together, and we're going to start February off in a great way. Anastasia, thank you for providing such good points. Those were so good. I'm loving these Monday night conversations. And you provided such great insight. Guys, if you have a couple of things women should never say, go ahead and leave it in the comments section. Anastasia, God bless you, lady.
Thank you. You too.